DSP. DSP stands for Digital Signal Processing. The expansion for DSP is Digital Signal Processing. What is the ultimate objective of digital signal processing? The ultimate objective is to extract useful information from the signal. The process of extracting useful information from the signal is the objective of signal processing. Now comes what is basically a signal. The fundamental definition for the term signal is it is a physical quantity which conveys information. Physical quantity which conveys information. We call it as signal. In general, it is a function of one or more independent variables. The independent variable can be time or the independent variable can be space. Generally, it is represented by x of t. That means it is a function of time. If it is a two-dimensional variable, then it is represented by f of x comma y. It is a function of two variables. So x of t is a function of time, where t is the independent variable. F of x comma y, x and y are spatial coordinates. So it is a function of one or more independent variable. It is a record of physical activity. In general, signal is a record of physical activity. This signal we can classify into different categories. So classification of signal we can perform in different ways. One is based on dimension. The other one is based on characteristics. Based on dimension, what is basically dimension? Number of independent variables required to represent the signal information, we call it as dimension. Based on dimension, signal can be classified as one-dimensional signal, two-dimensional signal, and then m-dimensional signal. So one-dimensional signal, one-dimensional signal, it is a function of only one independent variable. Two-dimensional signal is a function of two independent variables. M-dimensional signal is a function of more than two independent variables. So based on characteristics, signal can be classified into either a deterministic or random signal. Based upon that, we can classify this as either stationary or random signal. It can be either periodic or aperiodic signal. then the signal could be either even signal or it could be odd signal. These are all broad classification of signals. Now comes two important category. One is continuous time signal, normally represented by CT. CT stands for continuous time signal, DT stands for discrete time signal, and we have digital signal. So this is another category of signal. Now what is basically continuous time signal? What is basically discrete time signal? And what is basically digital signal? So if we have a signal whose values varies continuously with respect to time, then it is a continuous time signal. So CT signals, the other name is analog signal. Most of the real world signals are analog in nature. So CT signal, upon sampling we get discrete time signal. CT signal, upon sampling we get discrete time signal. Upon quantization we get digital signal.